Hello, so here's a little tour of my little tropical style garden. It's a bit of a mess, nothing's really been done in it for the last couple of weeks, life gets in the way, but if anyone's interested, here we are. So in this little corner we've got what was a lovely red sugarcane, but that's now ready to be tucked away inside for the winter. And then here's my Uligurica brillantaisia. I've really liked this one. Love them. It's only got a couple left, but it's got lovely flowers. Behind that, there's my tree dahlia. I'm still hopeful that might make some flowers for me, seeing as it's nice and mild round here. And then Verbena boreaensis, bonariensis. Got to look after those pollinating insects. Lots of persicaria. Got red dragon there and purple fantasy. A little Impatiens tinctoria. No flowers this year, but hopefully next year. Canna glauca, grown from seed back in March. I'm still hopeful that one might make some flowers for me yet. Just a few begonias, just boring bedding plant ones. And there's some little gladiolus murieli. There's some over here too. Yep, there's another one. What's that there? That's Calla Picasso. I quite liked the spotty leaves on that one. Oh, that's my little Chimerops. And then we've got my Echium candicans, or Fatsuosum. That's gone a bit crazy this year. It did flower back in April, May, I think. Only 3 flowers though, hopefully more next year. And then there's my Tetrapanax in the corner. I got that one last year. As you can see, it's been shredded by my little dude. But never mind, it was only the bottom couple of leaves and it doesn't seem to have done it any harm. And then under there there's a Eucomis bicolour flower still hanging on. Great big clump of Echium pininana. Had one flower earlier on in the year. These ones have stubbornly decided not to, so again next year for them. Clump of bananas, and they're all, there's some little kind of patterns in there too that have done quite well. I'm collecting their seeds, but at the moment it's quite hard to tell where the Musabasdu pops begin and the Canabasdu patterns start, so never mind. Little Ionium, not really sure what sort it is. It was a neighbour gave me a branch that had broken off his, but I like it. And then Roldana. Gosh, I forget what the other part of that name is. Lovely Roldana though. Got it from Grow Paradise. And then behind that is my red banana. That was was only a little fella this year because I managed to kill my big one over the winter, but it's looking pretty good, I reckon. More Persicaria. Another little Tetrapanax that's been shredded also, but never mind. That one, that's a Cape Gooseberry that my neighbour gave me. And then behind it, there's my little Trachycarpus. And then tucked in the Trachycarpus's trunk we've got various bromeliads. And then lurking behind there's my Sontius arboreus. I love that one. And then behind there we've got the Boutilon. Lovely orange hibiscusy type flowers. Another clump of Canopatons, busy making nice seeds for me. That's a little bottle brush plant, not made any flowers yet. And then Cordyline Torbay Dazzler, and that's my Echmea fasciata silver vase plant attached to the trunk, and that's been quite happy outside. That's made 3 pups for me. One of them's a pretty decent size, so. And then behind that, it's just a Fargesia bamboo that's doing all right. And then chocolate vine. Not many flowers this year, but it was only tiny in the spring. Hopefully next year it'll make some more for me. That's a geranium, which I just grow because I love the smell. And then in here, that's Cordyline Southern Charm. I just thought the leaves were a pretty pink colour, so I think what else is in there? Oh, there's a little, what do you call it? Lobelia. There's a little lobelia in there as well. I think it's got a bit too shaded. And these are just some flag irises, which they haven't flowered, but I like the big leaves. And then some papyrus grass or umbrella grass, which has done very well. And then, we've got a little Indian summer. Very pretty. Agapanthus. No flowers for me this year, but I think it's because they've been shaded by that big leaf on the Gunnera. And then tucked underneath I've got my tree stump, and that's covered in Spanish moss, and a couple of bromeliads tucked in as well. And then I've got my little water feature down here. Water feature, not really. Wildlife pond, whatever you want to call it. And that's got more of the umbrella grass in it. So yeah, that's the Gunnera. That's growing in a container I made out of like a ton sandbag, builder's sandbag. seems to be quite happy in there. Getting nice and big for me. I only got him last summer. And he's got lots of papyrus grass growing in with him. And behind there, it's just a Fatsia. This is our little swing, and then I don't know if you can see up behind the swing there's a planter on the wall, and that's got a couple of little short trunk tree ferns in it. There you go, you see them there. That's the spotted giant. I always think it looks a bit like an alocasia. Pleased with that one. Little hardy Begonia grandis. I think it was Nanjing silver. This is my Cyathea cooperi. I'm very pleased with this one. I think it's going to have to stay outside this year though, because I haven't got room to put it in the greenhouse. Hopefully it'll do okay. Begonia fusca. Lovely big leaves, hopefully even bigger next year. Big clump of Spanish moss. That's been out since last summer, survived the winter. Anything interesting here? Oh, there's a clump of Farfugian wavy gravy. That's my little Pseudopanax arboreus. And there's a Fatsia spider's web as well in there. That's just some Petacitis. Another Dicksonia antarctica tree fern with a nice bit of Spanish moss around its trunk. And some variegated Bilbergia. It seems to be reasonably happy, it's pupping, so that's my Syngonium red heart. I'll be bringing that back inside very soon. More variegated Bilbergia. Oh, that's a little clump of the purpley oxalis. That's looking very sad. That's been lovely over the summer, but it's looking very sad now. I'll take that inside soon. And another little chocolate vine. And this is where we go down into the tiny bit of the yard. So, what do we have here? That's my Himalayan honeysuckle, which has all gone to made berries now. Hopefully the birds will like them. More variegated Bilbergia. That bit's doing alright. This bit's looking very sad. And then Staghorn fern, looking quite happy. Again, I'll be bringing him inside soon. And then a blue fern. Again, that can come inside. And then behind there's just some native ferns as well. You can leave that one. Some sort of variegated grass that a neighbour gave me because he was throwing it away, and I didn't want to, I don't like seeing plants thrown away, so I saved it. And then Salvia amistad, just boring, bedding begonias. That was another salvia. I think it was meant to be like a pink version of amistad, so we'll see if that flowers next year. Hasn't flowered for me this year. Little jungle break fern there. Clump of Xanthidescia Ethiopica, I think it was. No flowers, but again maybe next year. Nice lump of Plectranthus. Love the purple underside. And then along, that's my Sonchus fruticosus. I've been really pleased how that's done. That was just a twig when I got it, so hopefully it won't mind winter here. That was Canary Island foxglove. That has flowered, but obviously it's all done with that for now. More Salvia amistad. And then this is my collection of air plants. I'm sorry, I do not know what they're called. I just buy them because they're pretty and then instantly forget what they're called. I think that one is trying to flower for me. Anyway. So, more Salvia amistad. And then lurking in the corner is a camellia that I rescued off my mum, poor thing. It was looking very, very sad, but it seems to like it in this dark, shady corner, so. Vermeria platyphylla. Another little tree fern. That's kind of like in recovery here. It was one that I got at the end of the summer last year, and it looked very sad. But its fronds are gradually getting longer, so it seems to be happy enough. Another Aldana. I love this one. This is Aldana cristobalensis. Lovely purple undersides. Lovely big leaves. Could find one that isn't damaged. There you go. Can't see, it's so dark, isn't it? Well. What else do we have? Oh, there's a Paulonia. And there. Melosanum decipens. Black parsley. I like the stripy trunk. And what else? Another Fatsia. And then this is nice. This is a little. It's got a nice stripy trunk again. Dendroceras littoralis. It's not looking too bad. It was looking better last month, but then it started getting a bit of powdery mildew, and yeah, I've heard these are notoriously difficult to keep, so we'll see. I've managed to keep this one for a year, so I got it through last winter. We'll see how I do this winter. Anyway, and then Fuchsia boliviana. I love the big leaves on this, lovely big leaves for a fuchsia. And they're kind of corrugated, I like that too. I think it's trying to make some flowers for me as well, so look forward to that. And then these are just a load of geranium madurents that I grew from seed. So hopefully either next summer or the summer after they'll make some lovely big flowers for me. And then, oh, the last thing is just my little living wall type thing. So we have my one surviving, or my one caladium that really did anything. Polka dot plant, just there. That'll have to go inside soon. Another jungle brake fern. More wavy gravy. That's a little Tradescantia. I think it's like Maiden's Blush or something. That's done well outside this summer. That's Blue Hawaii Colocasia. Some spider plants. What have we got down here? Oh, there's a little nerve plant there, and then a little Chinese money plant that's done very well outside, but again, those will both have to go back in soon. And that's it. That's my garden. I think it's tiny, but yeah, I think I've crammed quite a lot in. And yeah. Guess I'll film another one in the spring.